a really cute gnome. His name is Duff, and he's a buddy to the gnome Spike that I have up here. And this is what Spike looks like. And we're going to make Duff the same pattern that we made Spike, only we're going to use different colors. And he'll have different color hair, different color clothes, different color body. So he'll be his buddy, Duff. Get him on there. And I've got all the materials here to make Duff, and I'll be right back in a moment and we'll get started. First thing we're gonna get is we're gonna need a pair of black socks. I got my 6x12 pair of athlete socks at Dollar Tree. And you just need one pair. I got 2 pairs in this package. I'm just gonna use one pair of them. And then you're gonna need some embroidered letters. I got mine on Amazon. They come in different colors. I'm using black on this one, black that's outlined in white. And then we're gonna use, for the belt, we're gonna need a 2" by 36" piece of whatever color you're using. The belt would be 2" by 36" piece. It's extra long, so we can cut it off to fit right where you need it. So, and then we're gonna use a 1½ by 2" piece of black felt for the buckle, and then a 1½ by 1" piece of the same color you made the belt to go in the middle of the buckle. You need those 3 pieces for the belt. And then we're gonna use, for the fur, for the faux fur for the beard would be 6 by 8" wide, and the faux fur for the hair, the back hair, would be 5" by 7" wide. You can use whatever color you want. We got this golf set at Dollar Tree. It had a blue club in it as well. It's already been used. But you can get this golf set still at Dollar Tree for $1.25. So that's what we're gonna use. The ones we're gonna use today are gonna be painted, but you can also use them just like this. We're gonna use this Newsboy cap from Amazon. I've got mine already stuffed and ready to go. We're gonna put the embroidered letters on that. We're gonna use 2 8" hair rollers. We're gonna use a 12 by 12" piece of fleece and whatever color you want. And then we're gonna use a 25" high by 28" wide piece of fleece for the body. We're gonna use some flat marbles. We're gonna use some jute. We're gonna use 3 golf tees, some rubber bands. We're gonna use 2 2" wood balls. We're gonna use 2 different colored paper ribbons that I get on Amazon. They come in a package of a lot of colors. And we're gonna use the light orange and the white today. We're gonna use some blush and a blush brush. We're gonna use a chocolate brown marker, a small sponge brush, a piece of stock paper that's all folded up like this. We're gonna use some acrylic orange paint, and then we're gonna use these pieces of your pattern piece for the jacket. You're gonna use 4 inches wide, or 4 inches high by 5 inches wide on the pockets. You're gonna need 2 of those. You're gonna need 2 13" square pieces for the shirt. You're gonna need 2 14" by 8" high pieces for the sides of the shirt. 2 of those. And then 2 10 by 12 long for the arms. All in that same pattern that you choose. Mine, I got this pattern at Joann's. So we'll need the glue gun, your glue sticks, some polyester fiberfill, and we're going to use a little bit of hairspray. And that's all we're going to use to make them today. So if you stay with us, and I'll be right back and have my table cleared off and we'll get started. First thing you want to do is take out your big yellow or whatever color you decided on piece of fleece, the one that's 25 inches by 28 inches. And we're going to do the 25 inches sides that we need to glue together. We're starting to make his body here. So you take and glue together the 25-inch sides, and then the 28-inch is what goes around. So let's go ahead and do the 25-inch side. It's kind of a long stretch here. I'll stop right there and close it up so the glue doesn't start setting up on me. And then I'll just continue on down here. And I'll give those a couple minutes. So you want to take it now and pick it up. I usually grab it by that seam that you just glued and then just start gathering together. You just want to gather it together in your fingers. It's kind of hard to hold on to because it's kind of on the big side, but you might even have to do it twice to get it on there right. But it does go on like that. And then you take your rubber band and go around it like that. I think I can do one more time. And then we want to take our jute to reinforce it. Like that. And then turn the whole thing right side out. That's what it'll look like on the bottom. Like a big bag. Is what you want to do is kind of fold down a little bit like that so you can get to the bottom on the inside and put your marbles in there. Now this is a pretty big gnome, so it does take quite a few marbles. I'm just putting them all around the stub that's in there. And then once you get your marbles in there like that, you can start putting your polyester fiberfill in there. You want to put the polyester fiberfill in. Pack it pretty good. You don't have to, overfill it, but you just want to make sure it's filled. And get it all the way to the top. And then we're going to fasten it again like we just fastened the bottom. And I'll be back with you to do that. I've got the polyester all the way up to probably about 2 inches from the top. This is what it should look like. And I'll just start gathering it at the seam like I did the bottom. We'll just gather it all up. A little tighter with the polyester coming at you there. Like that, and then we'll remember to tie it off with the jute. And then you want to remember that on this gnome, we're going to use the seam that we made. There's only one seam in this, and we're going to use that as a front so it looks like he's wearing a pair of pants. So you want to use that seam on the front. Everything, the nose and everything will be on the top of this seam here. So I'll be right back and we'll be making the nose. What you want to do is take out your 12 by 12 inch piece of fleece, whatever color you chose that you want to make his nose, and how you're going to do that is you're going to take and get some polyester fiber fill, about as much as you want how big the nose is. You're going to wrap it up. There's a pretty big nose on this. You put that right in the middle and you just push it up. I'm going to put a little bit more fiber fill on mine. Put that right in the middle and then just push it up through your fingers like that. You can do this with felt as well, and I've made plenty of them on video using felt, but I think that in the end I would pick the fleece over the felt because it doesn't wrinkle up as much around the edge. So you get it like that. Take your rubber band around it. I'm just trying to make sure I get a nice shape. Like that. And then take your jute and secure it. And then is what you want to do is take and cut off this extra here on the bottom. Don't get too close to the rubber band. Oh, like that. And then we'll take it and glue it right at the top of the seam, right here on the rubber band where the stub is. We'll glue it right on there like that. So let me get some glue there. on the stub, and I'll let that set up for a couple minutes. So I've got the pieces out for the arms. I've got two 10 by 12 inch pieces. We're gonna glue the 12-inch sides together on both the arms. I've got the right side turned in, the darker side turned in, and then I'm gonna glue them together on the sides. Just let that down like that, and I'll let that set up, and at the same time I'll do the other arm like I just did, and I'll be right back with you. So the next thing we're going to do is turn the arms inside out, right side out, like that, and then we're going to put some polyester fiber fill in them. I'm going to fill this up with polyester fiber fill, and I'll be right back with you. I've got this stuffed, and what I want to do now is put a rubber band on the end that we're going to put the hand on. And I'm going to go down maybe about 1.5 inches and put my rubber band on there like that. I don't want there to be a bunch of filling in there because that's where the hand is going to go. Get that out of there. So then we can take the hand and put some glue on it like that. And glue it right in there. And now on the other end, we just want to make this ready to glue on the back of the stub on the body. So I'm going to take a rubber band and we don't want to make this too big because there's not a lot of room back there to glue both the arms on. So maybe 3/4 inch down. And then we'll secure it. And that's ready to glue on now. And down here, instead of using the jute to secure it, I'm going to secure it with my paper ribbon. This is the bottom where the seam is, and we'll just start to glue the paper ribbon right there. And just wrap it around. The idea is that we're covering up the rubber band. Like that. And I'll hold that for a minute. And I'll be right back with you. So I had to undo the end that goes on the stub up here because I forgot to put the rod in. I've got the other arm done and the rod is in it. And we forgot to put the rod in this one, so I'm going to put the rod in here. Just push it down into there. And then I'm going to fasten it back up again. And I'll be right back with you. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and glue the arms on. So you want the seam side down. And just kind of bend the rod that's in the inside this way towards the gnome. And then we're going to glue to the back of the stub here. Stay on the one half, and we're going to glue the other arm on the other half. Just put it right on like that. And I'll hold that and I'll glue the other one on, and I'll be right back with you. The next thing that I want to do is put some blush on his nose. Do it now so it doesn't get out all over the shirt, which we're doing next. So we just want to get some blush on his nose, warm him up a little bit, like that. A little bit more, I think. And then what we want to do is go ahead and start putting the shirt on. You want to take your two 13 by 13 inch pieces of shirt material, the fleece that you picked out. Two 13 by 13 inch pieces. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it right underneath the nose like that and bring it up like this. And then what we want to do is take the other 13 by 13 inch piece and put it on the back to meet up here with the top of the other piece. We're going to glue them together right there at the top. You can see that. So we'll do both sides like that. I'll do the other side and let them set up, and I'll be right back with you. So next, take out your 14 inch by 8 inch sides, and then take and put that side up as high as you can underneath the arm, like that, to complete the shirt. I'll put that underneath the arm like that. Bring the 13 inch sides back down. And I'm going to trim this as soon as I get the other side up. So we got this like this. And we'll go ahead and do the same thing over here. Just tuck it up underneath the arm. Bring the 13 inch sides down like that. And then just take your scissors. I'm going to start here in the front, and then I'm going to trim it right around to the back. There we go. And then we'll just do the other side the same way. There. Now what we want to do is take our glue gun and go ahead and glue these sides right down. I'm going to go around and glue the sides down. This side, and then this side. And then we'll go from there. I'll be right back. I've got them glued all the way around. All the sides are glued down. And the next thing you want to do is to take and cut the front piece of your pattern piece. You want to cut right up like you're cutting up this seam here, straight up to the nose. And I'll show you where to stop, because this part's going to be underneath the beard, right there. That opens up the jacket, the shirt. And we can glue the pockets on now, the 4-inch high by 5-inch wide pockets. We got the right side out, and then they just go down here in the corner like that. You might hear the dogs walking around up below the table. They're real curious on what's going on. We'll just do the 3 sides because remember, we're putting things in the pockets. I need some more glue. There we go. And I'll do the other pocket and be right back with you. So I've got the 2-inch by 36-inch piece out for the belt, and we're going to put that on. So I'll just kind of pull these over so I can get to this. And I'm going to glue the belt where I want it to stop. Right about there. And then I'm gonna trim that off if I can get to it straight here. I cut it a little big because you never know with the amount of stuffing you put in exactly how big the belt should be. So then take the 1.5 inch by 2 inch piece of black felt, and we're going to put that in the middle, right on the seam here. And I'll be right back with you. So the last thing we want to do with the belt is put this little 1/2 inch by 1 inch piece that's the same color as the main part of the belt to finish our buckle. I'm going to put that right in the center. And then we're going to go ahead and put the beard and the back hair on. So just take your 6 by 8 inch piece of faux fur. And we want to cut. You want to fold it together like this and just cut a slit down the middle that'll fit up underneath the nose like that. Let's see if I've got it big enough there. And then we'll just glue the sides. Like that. I'm gonna let that set up a minute and then I'll glue the other side of the beard and I'll be right back with you. So is what we're doing now is we've got the beard all glued on both sides, and then I'm gonna turn them around and take your 5 inch by 7 inch wide piece of faux fur, and we're going to glue it right on the back here. So we'll put some glue in the middle of the top of the back here and put it right there. And then I'll just pick up the sides and glue them. I'm kind of tucking them in a little bit here. And I'll let that set up. Now I'm ready to put his hat on. I've taken it, it's a newsboy hat that I got on Amazon. I'm going to take and I put the stuffing in there. And we're going to just set it. Let me turn them a little so I can see here. Set it like that. And check all around and make sure it covers everything good. And then we'll start by gluing him in the middle on top of his nose. I'm going to hold that part and let it set up for a couple minutes, and then we'll continue on with the gluing. I've got the front glued down here. I'm going to go to the back, and I want to glue the back hair down a little bit more because I'm going to glue the hat to the back hair. And I don't want it to be flopping around. I want this to be secure, so we'll do it like that. And then I'm going to squeeze some glue up into the hat, like that, and then let it fall down onto the hair, and the hair's secured to the shirt. We'll let that set up. So what I'm doing now is I've got the back glued and the front glued, and I wanted to glue the sides, so I'm just going to squeeze a few pumps in the side there inside and let it drop down so we can glue the sides. I'll do both sides and then I'll be back with you. Okay, we've got the hat glued on and we're ready to glue on the letters that spell Duff. So what we're going to do is use the U first, and there's a seam coming down the hat right here. So we're going to glue it right next to the seam with the bottom right on the rim here. And then we'll put the F right here next to the seam. We'll connect it right there to the other letter. And then we're going to put the D right next to the U. These are iron-on patches, embroidered patches. I think they're $6.99 a package of 52 letters. I thought that was a good price. Let me hold that down. Now I'll do the last letter right here, and I'll be right back with you. So the next thing I'm going to do, I've got the letters all glued on up here. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and put his feet on, his shoes. So I'm going to take the pair of socks out, the black socks I got at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to cut them, the heels right here, so about 1.5 inches down from the heel. Like that. I always make a mess when I cut the socks. So then you want to fill them with polyester fiber fill. Not all the way. And then that stitching that would normally be on the top of your foot will be on the top of the shoe here. And then once you get your polyester fiber fill put in about to here, you want to leave about a little over 1 inch to go underneath him. You want to glue it flat across. Well, let me get the other one ready and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I've got both of the shoes ready. I positioned them just how I'm going to want them because I'm going to set him down on them in a minute. So we're just going to put our glue on here. And just pick him up and set him right down. Like that. And that we will need to let set up for a couple minutes. So what we do next with them is we want to put another row of glue right across there. And let that, it'll just kind of go up naturally. Just another row right there. and I'll be right back. So the next thing I wanted to do was show you how I did the pencil in his pocket. Here's this paper. I folded up a piece of paper and put that in the pocket, glued it in there. And then I didn't have a lot of golf pencils around. And so I took and made a golf pencil out of the sponge brush handle. There we go. So here's the sponge brush. This just twists right off, this wood part. So I thought I'll just paint it orange. Spike here has an orange golf pencil. And I just thought I would paint this orange and put a little piece of lead in it for the pencil, and I just take this off like that, and then we'll just glue that into the pocket, and it'll look like a pencil sticking out. So get that in there. Put a little glue on the front here. And then he's got his score pad. That should hold. And then I have 3 golf tees for the other pocket. I can turn them this way a little bit. And we'll just glue those and have those peeking out of the pocket over here. And one more. And then is what I wanted to do next is go ahead and put on his golf club. Now, the golf clubs that came from Dollar Tree aren't painted yet. They're yellow and green and blue, and they're not painted yet. But I took these and I painted them with Rust-Oleum's metallic paints. I've got silver and bronze and gold on these. I just wanted them to look a little bit more vintage. So we'll glue those on. I'll get some glue underneath the bottom part here, and then I'll let it set up, and I'll be right back with you. We're all finished now. That's what our golf buddies look like, all finished. Spike and Duff. And it's the same pattern to do Spike. You just change his colors. And so I appreciate you coming and watching this video with us today. If you like this video, make sure to like it. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe.